Well, hello, everybody. We're back again to play more Garbage and Glory. I am joined by two players, one returning, one new. I'm going to introduce I'm Matthew Orr of wetinkgames. This is Garbage and Glory, episode five, I think. And welcome back. So, my players tonight are Brandon K. Aten of wetinkgames. Brandon, who are you playing?
I am playing Effluvia Two Bits, Wielder of the Waste Wind.
Excellent. And we're going to maybe learn a new title here in a second. I don't know. You tell me. But our other player for tonight is Richard Ruane of Rook Studios. And welcome, Richard.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. You actually are a contributor to Garbage and Glory. You wrote one of the stretch goals of the collection, which should be out by the time people are hearing this. So thank you for your contributions to the game. And who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Prippa, Destroyer of Snacks.
Destroyer of Snacks. That was Prippa.
Prippa. Prippa.
Nice. All right. Well. All right. And I guess I know Effluvia is a she/her. Is Prippa? What are you claiming for Prippa's pronouns?
Let's go with he/they.
He/they. All right. So these two adventurers are back at last. In case we've established in the interim that this raccoon, this mask of raccoons, lives at a partially converted landfill that is like on one end of the landfill it's still active, and on the end that you and the other raccoons in this group live at, it's already kind of like converted into like parkland. So there's like a tree, and it's a big tree that's as far from the still active area of the landfill. So like you're at your tree and you are listening to the rumors. You're hearing the rumors. There's some stories. There's some adventures that need adventuring that you can go on. So there's two adventures that are still problems. Problems that are being talked about. So one is that Elian, the assistant Cesscaster, or a student of Cesscasting, has as their master has disappeared, and so Rogga, the famous Cesscaster, is still missing, and Elian is getting pretty desperate. He's about to go on this adventure to find Rogga by himself, and the other plot point that is still hanging around is actually there's I don't remember his name. Let me find the name that I wrote down. Oh yes, Glarum Rottentooth is he's a dumpster diviner and has this like rooftop sanctuary where you can smell the divine smell of the pile at certain times when the breeze brings the smell in, but it has been completely overrun by, and like he's been chased out of there. So like he's had to leave some, it's a disaster. Like the disaster has befallen the holy shrine on the rooftop. So that might be a problem that you can address as well. So to the two of you as players or as characters, which do you feel more like addressing this time?
What do you think, Richard?
I'm really worried about a raccoon going off by themselves.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, by nature, raccoons are solitary creatures, and that has not really gotten us to the top of the food pile.
Right. So I'm with you. I think being able to go and help this raccoon find his mentor is, I think that's the right choice.
I mean, like, yeah, raccoons going off by themselves has never led to anything good. Raccoons back swarms. That's where the beauty. That's.
Right. Well, and also selfishly, if we help the high Cesscaster, then maybe some of the some of the gifts that the trash pile or the waste wind bestow might, might fall our way.
Huh. Hadn't thought about that, but yeah. Yeah, there could be some good garbage in this.
That's right. Or glory. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
All right. So Elian is here at the tree, looking very worried, very frazzled, has been here for a while, and you're going to meet him in just a second. But I almost forgot that every Garbage and Glory story is actually a frame story. So we're telling the story of searching for Rogga, the Cesscaster, but this story involves going into the Dimdanks, and so the story can grow in the telling, right? So because we're going to explore the adventure when the story happened, but right now we're taking like a view out and exploring the how big the story can get, right, over time. It's a little bit of a head scratcher that it works in these two timelines, but that's what it is. So the way this works is at the beginning of the adventure, you have to bid up the stakes. There's stakes for this adventure, and
are we doing that? The stakes before the character growth?
Oh, we should do the character growth. Thank you, Brandon. You reminded me. You should do the character growth first.
Oh, no, I did. I just didn't know.
I was jumping right in. You're right. Okay. So we should do that first. So since Effluvia, you're a returning character, talk us through how you increased your stats or bought new equipment with the Garbage and Glory that you left the last adventure with.
So, yeah, last adventure, I ended with a whole bunch of garbage. I had 6 pieces of garbage in my hand, and I only had 2 glory. But so I am going to be growing my character a little bit. I found that in the last campaign or the last session, I was since brawn is not necessarily Effluvia's strong suit, and I was having to sneak a few times. It was more difficult than I wanted. So what I was going to do was spend 1 garbage and 1 glory, since the growth has to be at least half glory, to get a new skill. And so I was going to buy sneak, and then I was going to spend 1 garbage and 1 glory to buy my first rank in that new skill. So she will have sneak at one mark. Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So what I'm going to do, I mean, I'm doing this on our board that we have. I will just
on the board we have.
I'll just put my cards out there, and you can recall them or put them wherever they need to go. And then, now that I've done that, I am going to, and actually let me make my appropriate marks on my sheet.
Yeah.
Click, click. I've spent the resources. I've marked my sheet. But now, one of my favorite parts about this game is that we get a new title. And we choose our new title, and we can basically tie it to what you did in the adventure, in the scenario, or if it's something else that's been in your past. One of the things I really enjoyed doing was being able to use her trash magic, use the detect spell, and being able to use that in a way that we could, use the ink that was on like the papers and stuff like that. So I've chosen the title Painter of the Dark.
Nice.
So now she is Effluvia Two Bits, Wielder of the Waste Wind, and Painter of the Dark.
I like that. I'm gonna put that in my notes.
And character growth is that easy.
Yeah, it can be.
When you get higher up,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
obvious.
And you can buy more equipment, and all the equipment is fairly straightforward because you have to have the number of pips on the cards, and a hard piece of trash and a soft piece of trash. It'll tell you what you need of each one, and if you have those cards, you can spend them. But you did leveling up, and you got a new. Can you tell me what the new one was? Painter of the what?
Painter of the Dark.
Painter of the Dark, because you were in the Nightlands before.
Yes.
All right. All right. So that's been leveled up. Effluvia is a little bit sneakier. That's cool. Now we're going to turn. Now that you've spent those cards and your hand has got some space in it, we're going to go back to talking about the stakes. The stakes is a measure of how. So it's how much the adventure has grown in the telling, right? So like the two of you will go back and forth, taking turns and saying that the story of the adventure is more impressive than it was, right? So as if you have already done it. And in this case, because you're going into the Dimdanks, it's going to be how many levels deep in the Dimdanks did this adventure take you? Is sort of the like, oh, we went down to the first level. It's like, no, we went down to the second level. It's like, no. It was 3 levels. You'll be bidding up the stakes, right? The mechanical fun of it is that you as players don't know until later which thing you're making harder, because something will be harder based on how high the stakes go, but you don't know what until later on in the adventure. So it's kind of a risk reward thing. Like you can make the stakes really high because you're saying that it's going to be that great of an adventure, but then you'll have to do something really impressive later to kind of live up to the stakes that you've set. Also, it sets sort of like a reward for the mission. So if whoever is the first person to say, no, it didn't get that deep, it wasn't that big of an adventure, that person is called the naysayer, and they get glory, they get garbage equal to the current stakes. At the end of the mission, all the other players will get glory equal to whatever the stake is raised to. So I think I'm going to start this at 2 stakes. So it's at least 2 levels. The story takes place at least 2 levels deep in the sewers, but you can make the story bigger. And again, this is sort of like boasting after the fact that we do beforehand. But that's where we're at. So I think I'm going to start with you, Richard, and Prippa. It's you. Like it's at 2. The stakes are at 2. You can raise it to 3, or you can say no. It was 2. It was 2 levels deep. That was it. It didn't get higher. Don't exaggerate the story too much. Either one. Those are your choices right now.
For level 2 or level 3, into the dim, as far as how deep we went into the dim.
Yeah. That's.
I feel like I hate to brag. I hate to brag, and I don't want to stretch credibility. We did go to level 3. Right, we had to spend some time on the 3rd level of the Dimdanks to successfully prevent Elian from going off by himself.
And I recall that, yeah, but I think you're forgetting when we went around that turn, it actually went down to level 4. That's we just descended a little bit. I can understand how you might be confused, but that's just.
I mean, it's technically we did descend as far as level 4, but really we didn't spend any time there because really but I just hate for people to think that we have conquered the 4th, have been down past the 4th level into the true depths.
I mean, we were there for a while.
Yeah.
So that.
I mean, it's true. We were there for a minute, as the young raccoons say.
So what I'm hearing you say, Prippa is that, well, technically we did go to level 4. We certainly didn't go to level 5. That's what I'm hearing you say?
You definitely did not go anywhere near level 5.
All right.
And really, that's because by legend, level 5 is just, it's a cakewalk.
It's too easy. Too easy.
It's
I
too
love
easy.
All right.
I'm thinking more of a cakewalk, and that you're just constantly walking around in circles looking for the thing, and very few people actually get the thing.
Yeah, right. Most people don't know that the levels get smaller. So, like down there, it's just a small little circuit.
Yeah.
All right. So you've naysayed the stakes, which means that you will immediately collect the 4 glory or 4 garbage that the stakes are raised to. So I put those in on the table there on our card thing. You can collect that 4 garbage into your hand. Hand size is a limit of 10, which you shouldn't be at yet. But you've got a fair amount of garbage in hand right now.
And the 4 are the
the 4 I put out on the table. I was adding them as you were raising the stakes.
Gotcha.
So yeah, those are yours because you said you didn't go to level 5. So that is your cards to take. And
Right.
maybe some of that garbage will come back in the adventure. Okay. So I also have to make a note.
I was going to say the glory we get as we go through.
Right. You specifically will get glory at the end of the adventure.
Right.
You'll get 4 glory at the adventure. If you survive the adventure.
Well, I mean, we already did.
It's true. Yeah. That's true. When you survive the adventure.
That's right.
Okay. I am going to write down the stakes as well because I need to know it for later. Okay. All right. So I started to describe Elian Dampcap earlier. He's not young, but like when you're a perpetual student, you kind of have this air of sort of like you're not in your real life yet because you're still studying. So even if you're like not a child anymore, you still have this sort of like uncertain energy sometimes about you. So this is the vibe. Whether or not that's true of all graduate students or not, you get this vibe from this particular raccoon, right? Of just sort of like, as the time has gone on, the days that he's been here, he's gotten a little shabbier. He's like kind of looks a little more frazzled. You talked to him a little while ago, Effluvia, and he looks more frantic, like he hasn't been sleeping well, and his fur is kind of all like messed up and kind of spiking out, and he's just really concerned, and you find him when he's like telling some other raccoon in the mask that it's like, no, I'm really going to do it. I have to go by myself. I have to find Rogga. She won't last much longer without somebody finding her. And that's when you approach right at this scene. Like there's this exchange happening at the base of the tree. Kind of maybe Elian is actually starting to walk away, and there's another raccoon that's sort of like kind of trying to, not exactly like hold him back, but like, whatever. So you come up on this scene. You're here. Here's Elian.
Elian, it's dangerous to go it alone. Take this. And I push Peppa forward.
Elian, good news. We're not going to let you go alone.
That's what I meant to say.
And Elian is just like, he's almost ready to like break down emotionally, right? Love this, like, oh good, I've waited for this, like, but like the urgency is still there, and thank you, like, great, I can show you the way right away. We're leaving right now, right? Like this is right now, right?
Okay, then I check all my little pouches and like, okay, I think we're good. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. If you want to leave right now, we can leave right now.
Yeah, I think we should leave right now. So,
What do
and,
you know of Rogga's disappearance? How long has Rogga been gone?
three 6 days now, let's say 6 days now, it's been I discovered that she was missing, like almost it was the standard sort of thing. Like, she doesn't leave the Dimdarks very often, only for to present her findings, but she was deep in some research, and I went out to make just to pick up some food and some supplies for us. And then when I returned, she wasn't there, and there was clear signs of a struggle that had happened. There's all kinds of other beings that are other gatherers that are down there in the sewers. So it's somebody's made trouble for her, and so I came to get help right away. I don't have any sort of I could barely I don't, and he kind of just lowers his voice, and maybe he looks over your shoulder, Prippa, to see how far you've gotten from the tree, so that nobody can make sure that only you know this secret about him. It's the Dimdanks are really, they're kind of scary. I can't really imagine going deeper than the hut that Rogga and I live in, the little crevice that Rogga and I were practicing in.
How deep is the hut?
Oh, it's on it's just in it's barely in the Dimdanks at all. I just mean that there's all kinds of other things that happen, and I wouldn't want to. I couldn't go it alone. I couldn't go
Yeah.
I couldn't go deeper myself.
I understand that. It's not uncommon to have some hesitancy when going into the Dimdarks, but I have to ask. You said there was a struggle at the hut. Can we see the hut? Can we take a look at?
We could. Yeah, poke around the hut.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. Of course. That's where I was gonna take you there first.
Excellent. Well, we'll follow your lead.
All right.
Right after you.
All right. So you guys go, and I'm trying to think of how we get into this particular thing. I think so I think it's a little bit of a journey to go through some grassy area, across sort of one of the there's a graystone corridor that leads under one of a trackway, where a lot of strange machines travel on this trackway above you, but you go through this graystone corridor, and then there's this is not next door, right? I mean, this is a little bit of a journey to get to this place, but there's
at least one very dramatic pan of us three running across the grassy field.
Yeah,
epic music.
And eventually you are led to a steel or a metal pipe, and it is a corrugated pipe. I mean, I don't know if they really stick these in the ground or not, but anyway, there's a corrugated metal shaft that goes down at a 45-degree angle, and because it's got the little corrugated ridges, it's probably there to I don't know, collect dirt out of the flowing water or whatever, but it makes a nice almost ladder for a raccoon because it's got this ridged texture on this metal pipe. And so the opening is probably a raccoon and a half wide, and it goes down into the ground at 45 degrees. And so
and this is the standard entrance that Elian and Rogga go in.
Yeah. He's basically just taking you back to where he came out of the Dimdanks. This is not a secret entrance or anything like that. This is a known place.
Got it.
And he's about to go first, and I'm gonna, because he's urgent or whatever, but he's not got as much experience adventuring as either of you, so like maybe you don't want him to go first, but you can also let him go first. It's just up to you. It's
I,
And, there's a missing Cesscaster. We should not just barge in. I know that this is your home, but also there's been some activity. We can have one of us go first there, Elian.
he kind of like pauses and is like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then he kind of like steps back and like gestures to the opening of the pipe.
I'll bring up the rear, and
I'll go first.
I'll have
You
my-
are the pile champion, Prippa.
You are.
All right. So, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Elian, if normal circumstances, it's your home, you should go first. But these are extraordinary circumstances.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. So you descend down this pipe, and it goes down. It's not a difficult climb because it is so 45 degrees, and right now there's no water flowing down this particular pipe. It must be here to catch some sort of.
Right now.
Yeah. Right.
Uh-oh.
I mean, look, the ancients who built the world probably put it here for some reason, but like it's not currently got water flowing in it. So like, if you want to make your if you want to go like make a knowledge roll or something like that, you can try and like gather some landscape architecture style or landscape archaeology and
You know what?
to try to figure out
do.
why this would be here. But if you want,
I do. I'm gonna make a lore check.
yeah,
I have 2 dice in lore to begin with,
uh-huh.
and it's tied to my smarts, which means I can manipulate it 4 times.
Yep.
I'm going to add 3 dice, and I'm going to save 1 for a reroll. I got 2 successes. Actually, that other 1 that I was saving, I'm going to turn a 4 into a 5. So now I have a 6, a 5, a 5, a 4, and a 3. So that's 3 successes on my 5 dice.
All right. I think I'm going to retroactively declare that this was an open target number, so like more successes, you'll get more information, which makes sense for this roll. So like, you kind of like, you watch Prippa go down, and then you watch Elian go down, and you're kind of like scanning around, just trying to maintain situational awareness, and you see that this entrance is built sort of almost at the bottom of a basin. Like you're in sort of a very large earth. You can see hills in the distance, like a hill, and you kind of have the sense that this is sort of like the bottom of a funnel almost. That would be, it rains sometimes, and like maybe this would be what it is. So like you have this general sense of like, well, the drain's got to go somewhere.
Yeah. Water goes down.
Water goes down, and all these water's coming down all these hills at some point. Not right now, like I said. So it's not a difficult climb. You get down there. When you get down, but it goes a lot deeper maybe than you expected. I don't know whether you were in the Nightlands before. I don't know how many of you either of you have been in the Dimdanks before, but they're definitely deep, underground, and wet. That's the thing that is different between the Nightlands and the Dimdanks. So once you get down there, it is, you can feel the dampness in the air. You can feel the like wetness on the stones of the walls, and this particular passage that you're in right now, where this lets out, is it is actual stone. It is not the gray stone that so much of the world is built from. This is actual like rocks, like
Yeah.
which may be of note to you.
Yeah.
Yep. I appreciate the atmosphere around here because my skin gets so dry in the Nightlands.
she's touching all of her little fingers because she's like, everything is wet.
Everything's
She's like,
wet.
Everything is wet.
Stamp. I mean, it's damp. It's not like pools of where you are right now. It's not like pools of water.
Humid,
It's just damp.
She just feels icky.
Yeah.
For a raccoon, that says a lot.
Okay, so Elian takes you over to the leads you on a path. I mean, there is this cavernous area that, I mean, it's large for you. It's probably at least, I mean, it's not like it's totally lost in the dark. You can see kind of the arched roof of this area you're in, but it's got kind of
That's
a flat.
all still stone too.
Yeah.
It's all still stone too.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it looks like blocks of stone that are like at least twice as big as a raccoon, and they're just been stacked up on top of each other, and they're arching over in the dark. And the surface is relatively flat that you're on. This is it's hard to estimate exactly how tall the structure goes up into the darkness. There's just a little bit of light around this hole here. So you can see this view, and I mean, it's probably, I don't know, 4 raccoons with their arms stretched out across. It's wide enough. It's a much larger tunnel than a raccoon, but it's not ogre sized. This is not an ogre sized tunnel necessarily. Because ogres are huge. They're like 4 times as big as you, at least. Anyway, so Elian is here, and I'm going to give you. Are you still on point, Prippa?
Yeah. Yep.
Is there any sort of like special stance or defensive like posturing that you feel like you're going to this unknown situation that you want to take up?
I can't think of one right now.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to add that detail. That's fine. But you're in the lead, and kind of like Elian is kind of behind you, sort of like, all right, let's go here, and it's really only like one turn, really. An intersection of these huge tunnels that standing in that corner, when you come into that intersection, you can see the road you just came up, and then there's one in front of you, and then there's branching to the left and the right. It kind of gives you this almost sense of vertigo of like, how big is this entire underground? Like it's incomprehensible almost that like this is just under your feet, right? But Elian says to go to the right, and you do, and you go. It's a short ways to basically one of those blocks that the walls are made of. It has been removed, and it is a square-shaped entrance instead. And this is, but he indicates this is it, and it's probably in the depth of the brick, or in the depth of the block. There's like some wooden, or like maybe a piece of like corrugated tin roof style, like it's sort of like there's a wall. It isn't just open into the thing. There's like a flap of metal that is door-like, that's there. So Elian leads you into this room, and it's obviously much darker in here because you're going further and further from the light. So it takes a couple moments, and then you hear some fumbling around, and then a candle is illuminated. There's light now. Elian obviously knows his way around this house.
Elian, thank you.
I blink a little bit and like, yes. I'm kind of surveying the scene.
Yeah.
You said originally it was looked like there was a struggle. So does it look more trashy than normal? Yeah.
So definitely there is sort of like, this is I'm imagining this as like a room, sort of like, so what I'm imagining is this is like inside a 50-gallon drum, right? So that's like, this has been, and so like that's the volume that is being worked with, and it's sort of like obviously another arched space because you're in the bottom of this 50-gallon drum, but it's turned on its side. So it's like this long arched building, almost like an airplane hangar, but not that big, obviously, that same shape, but not that big. Yeah. But it's big enough that, I mean, I guess raccoons would probably it would have to be a really big drum. But anyway, that's the shape I'm imagining, right? So it's been repurposed somehow, and it's kind of divided up into different areas. So you can see kind of a cord across one end that has like a curtain, and that's been like partially opened, and you can see that there's a bed back there, and then there's more of a cot-like area on the other opposite end, and that's where Elian is standing, putting a candle, and he's kind of taking the candle to like a workbench that's along all one wall and lighting another couple candles that are there. Any sort of furniture that was in the room has been actually it is missing. Like at this point, there's no furniture at all in here, and Elian is kind of like surprised at that. That like he's like, oh, it didn't. Because you asked about like the signs of struggle to point him out, and so he's like, "Oh, it wasn't like this. I mean, this is somebody else has been here since. This table was overturned. There's a table. It was overturned. There's all this equipment that was like broken on the table, but like right now when you see it, it is like it's been scavenged already, right? So there's like all the furniture has been removed, so there's no real sign there." And there's nothing on the giant long workbench really, just a few bits of like broken pieces of glass or like smudges of weird powders and stuff like that. But specifically, I'm going to add a detail here for you, Effluvia. You see there's like a series of little tiny handprints on the wall above like the work area of the workbench, and they're like this almost like a flame shape, sort of, or like but it's more like an upside down triangle than kind of like with maybe flames coming out of it. It's hard to tell, but it's like these little tiny handprints that have made this sort of like shape of this sort of burning triangle.
Is this the same symbol that I saw on our way to the to see the one-eyed crow?
Oh, it's definitely the same kind of handprints, the same sort of thing, right?
Same kind of hand.
The previous the thing you encountered before was not made down to a shape necessarily. The handprints were on a statue, but this is like made this sort of rough image on the wall, and I didn't prepare like an image of it because we're making this up as we go along.
So I would like to roll a lore.
Yeah.
A lore check to see what I know of this. I'm gonna basically do the same build that I started with last time. I'm basically rolling 5 dice and I'm holding 1 back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use that 1 for a reroll because I only got 1 success. And now I have a total of 3 successes.
Yeah. I mean, 4... I think that I think you're looking at this image, right? So tell me what you're focused on with your... What are you trying to pull up or answer based on your...
The little handprints or paw prints, they remind me of some rats that I had, the rats that we had encountered or seen evidence of previously. I may be off base there, but that may be a snoop roll or something. But at least it draws me in that direction, and I'm wondering if that symbol that it kind of looks like maybe references a specific group, or maybe it's like the sign of their their equivalent of the waste wind or the pile.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely is the sort of thing that would be exactly what you're asking about, but you don't recognize it. It's like it's not a territorial claim that you've seen before. it is the sort of way that like different groups of rats will mark where they claim, but this is like a new image. This is not.
So I don't know of these.
Yeah.
Rats. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like I know rats do this, but this is not. This is not rats.
Yeah.
And
I share that information. It looks like the rats have been here, but I don't know them. I don't know this group. They might be new. They might be new to the Dimdank and are trying to stick.
Or they came from below.
and Elian also says like that wasn't here before. Like this is sort of like this is new. Like I don't know what this is. Like, this wasn't here when I left. When I first found that that Rogga was missing, this wasn't here. So this is like another layer on top of it.
How many days did Elian tell us it had been?
I'm sorry.
How many days did Elian tell us it had been?
6.
Yeah,
6.
It's been a good number of days, and I'm going to ask you all to roll. Like you can roll lore again, specifically looking for the. Examining the stuff, but this is so like I'm gonna let you roll lore again, or tinker, or snoop. Like I want you to investigate the room a little bit more. You can roll any of those, or make me a pitch about something else you want to try.
How do I roll?
Go ahead, Richard.
I was going to see how I roll Snoop.
Okay.
Just put me through rolling.
Yeah. So if you've got a check mark on the column of check marks that are to the left of Snoop, that means you're trained in that skill.
Yep.
If you have check marks on the right side of it, you can have up to 5 training in a skill.
Right.
And so the starting dice pool is the number of checks that start there. Then you can manipulate your dice pool based on your attribute, because guts, Snoop is grouped under guts, so you'll look at how many checks you have in guts. And guts is the number of times you'll be able to manipulate. Every time you make a guts-based roll, you'll be able to manipulate it by the current amount of guts that you have. And I don't have your character sheet pulled up, so how many points of guts do you have?
Snoop.
3 guts.
3 guts and 2 Snoop.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So the 4 things you can do with those 3 points are: you can buy a skill you're not trained in, so you don't have to do that for Snoop. You can buy extra dice for your dice pool, because you'll be starting with 2. But you can buy extra dice. After you've rolled some dice, you can add pips to die, again for 1 point. So that will change a 4 into a 5, because you want to get at least a 5 or 6 on the roll for it to be a success. And then the last thing that you can do is once per roll, usually at the end, you can re-roll all of your failures and try to get them to turn into successes.
Right.
You can spend 2 points to turn a 3 into a 5 if you want, or theoretically you could turn a 2 into a 5 if you spent 3 points. But if you really needed to, and had a lot of attributes, this is going to be, so if you're going to roll Snoop, I would love for you to. And try to get at least, let's say 3. I want 3 successes on this.
Okay.
It's a medium difficulty.
If we hold one of our manipulations back, we can re-roll?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
1 die? Okay. All right, so I'm going to do 4.
Cool. That works. 4 dice, and then you'll have a re-roll.
No successes. I can boost to 1, but that seems...
Yeah.
I think the best option there would be for re-roll them all and see what happens.
All right, so just... Oh, yeah, that works well. 3 6s.
Oh, nice.
Great. Okay, so you are obviously... You've studied this, or you've tangled with these before, but you notice, so you see, once you start looking for it, you notice that there's these painted handprints that make up the image on the wall, and they're kind of everywhere in the room. Like, they're not like thickly coated, but like the rats have been in here with their painted hands touching everything, as a territory marker thing. But there's also prints in the the floor, and they are a mix of like drag marks and like much bigger hands, which is you recognize that as a telltale sign of a it's not telltale, I guess, but it's the sewer. It's a sewer pike. Nothing drags itself around in the sewer on hands like a sewer pike does. So these are sort of mutant fish with big muscly arms that crawl around in the sewers, and they have been here as well.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got sewer pike problems. Strange rat, sewer pikes.
It says sewer pike, and like Effluvia's like tries to start washing her hands. She's like, no.
Yeah.
She then kind of like composes herself, and with the again with the paint, the little and the paw print that we'd seen, she's going to like take her hand and like, you know, run her paw down the shape, like just kind of like draw all the way through to kind of like get rid of the claim, like mar it completely. But then she's gonna just take her paw and go, and she's going to cast detect.
Okay.
And I want her to see if it can like at least maybe point in the direction or lead in the direction of this group of rats. You know, we don't necessarily have to follow it, but if it's like, that's what she's trying to get it to do.
Okay.
So you just tell me what the target number is, and
I mean, I think when we did this before, the because you're tracking specifically a paint, paint is not a complicated item, so your I think 2 is your target number for this on your magic.
Okay. I have 3 for my my trash magic, and then I'm going to add 2 from smarts, and I'm going to hold 2 back. I got 1 success. I'm going to turn a 4 into a 5, so that's a second success. And then my last point, I'm going to re-roll 3, and I still didn't get it. So I got 2 successes.
2 successes. That's what you need. So similarly to how you've done this before, like it kind of like you feel that push of the wind, you feel sort of like you see the colors of the paint that you're tracking sort of like floating in this breeze that goes out of the hallway or out of the folded piece of metal that is the door, and then through the walkway where you came, and you can see it kind of like going in that way, just like you described previously.
What colors, by the way, was the paint? You said it kind of looked like it
was like orangey. The largest amount of color was sort of an orangey red, a burnt umber, if you will.
Nice. Okay. All right. I just wanted to. Okay.
Yeah. So that spell will be active for a little while. Like spell durations aren't necessarily like. I mean, I think there is a spell duration in the description, or like a duration of like how long you can keep the track active for. But there definitely is this trail you can follow for now.
This is about an hour, and if I would have gotten more successes, it would last a little longer. Yeah. But about an hour, if that trail is there, that at least gives us an option, so we can continue to kind of dig around this place if we need to.
You can look for more.
Is that a trail towards the rats?
Yeah.
I mean, specifically, it's the paint. More of this paint. So presumably that will be with the rats, but
that's. Now it could lead to a construction site. I don't know, but
construction site with rats.
Or a paint store,
Or a paint store
with rats. Paint store with rats. Okay. All right. So you have this, and all right. So, Prippa, when you said the sewer pike. So like, sewer pike is. I mean, you're kind of like your investigation is sort of like. Elian is sort of like not overwhelmed by it, but he's sort of like impressed. Like, oh, you've got like magic, you can read footprints. Like this is way different than like whipping up a potion and then like getting night vision or whatever. Like I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, but hey, everyone has their gifts. Everyone has their gifts, Elian.
And so he actually produces he's like, okay, so if you saw a sewer pike, then I'm not surprised. I mean, there's sewer pike in the Dimdarks. I've always heard, or Dimdanks. I've always heard that. So like, I'm not surprised. Have you ever fought? He asks you, Prippa, have you ever fought a sewer pike before?
I mean, I prefer to have a polite conversation. I mean, like strongly, especially with sewer pike. I mean, they're. But should the need arise, we can fight the sewer pike.
Okay. He's like, okay,
because
if
more difficult fighting a swarm of rats.
Right.
All right.
Per pike.
So he's kind of contemplating this, and he has sort of he's like, okay, I think that if we talk or fight, I got it. Okay. And so he reaches into he's got a little bag, a little satchel, like a little pouch on a belt, and he pulls out a thing, and it looks like again, I'm going to describe it to you as players and then describe it kind of in the game terms. So it's definitely like most of a gyroscope toy, that's got like the little spinny bits and like, things. But this one has like sort of ribbons attached to it, and it's not really all there. And so it kind of makes like a shape of sort of like almost like an orrery of like, symbols that are rotating around each other and stuff like that. And he holds it up, and it's spinning on its own as he holds it up. And he says like, well, at least we know she's still alive. And
okay.
And it's like balancing in his hand.
It's balancing in his hand, and like it's like we can go. We have to go where I guess if we have to go where the sewer pike are, but at least she's still alive. And he like points to the little spinning device in his hand.
That's good.
And I think. Go ahead.
That very different direction, just to make sure I'm clear, than where the trail towards the paint is going.
Well, from inside the room you can't tell, but yes, the basically the first time you will come to a crossroads, they will diverge. Yeah. Yes. But I think we're going to end there. That's for this episode of Garbage and Glory. So we've recorded for about the right amount of time, so I am going to wrap it up there with a bit of cliffhanger. We'll explore more of the adventures of Prippa and Effluvia and their erstwhile companion Elian here in the Dimdanks next time. Before we go, though, Brandon, tell us where people can find you if they want to find you.
I mean, they can find me at wetinkgames on Facebook, on Instagram, on Discord, all the socials. If you want to find me personally, I mean, I'm pretty boring, but you can search my name and you can find me.
And Richard, tell folks where they can find you, what's your games and where you are, where are you at on the internet?
Hey, I am Richard Ruane. I am the founder of our Rook Studio, and I'm the operations wizard at +1EXP. You can find me at our Rook Studio on most social media, just one word, or r-rook.studio is my website. And Discord, Instagram, though, if you try to contact me on Instagram, who knows how long it will be before I see the message, because I just can't stand Instagram. I'm the weirdo. Blue Sky.
I'm with you, Richard. I'm an old man.
Yeah.
You're not old. I'm old.
I'm sorry, what?
I said you're not old. I'm old.
That's not how math works. I am the creator of Moonlight on Roseville Beach and Sherwood, and I am really looking forward to see what happens with Prippa and Effluvia then after this.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for playing. Thanks everyone for watching the episode, and we'll see you in the next one.